Hello CraftDee Family, and welcome to another tutorial by She's So Crafty. For today's DIY project, we'll be creating this awesome 3-tiered basket shelf inspired by a piece that I saw online at Kirkland's for $120. Now when I saw this, I immediately fell in love with the enamel look of the containers, and paired with the wood, it was something that I definitely wanted to try and recreate. Now to my surprise, I was able to make this for less than $8. Now I have provided the list of supplies and tools to use in this project in the description box below. Now I am super excited to share this tutorial with you, but before we start, I wanted to say hi and welcome back to my fantastic subscribers and visitors to my channel. Now if you are a new visitor to my channel today and you love to create fun and easy DIY projects on a budget, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and also click that notification bell so you will be the first to know when a new DIY tutorial is ready to share with you. So now let's get ready to jump right into the project. Now here is the inspiration photo for this project. Now this piece caught my eye with that weathered enamel look, and I knew that I would be able to use some recent finds at the Dollar Tree to help me recreate this ensemble. So I gathered up my supplies and drafted a plan to make it come to life. Now for this project, we'll need 3 of these large harvest boxes from the Dollar Tree. We'll need 1 over-the-door rack from the Dollar Tree. We'll also need 2 of the 1x2 by 8 feet long wood pieces from the Home Depot for $1.18 each. And here is a cut piece just to show you how it looks. Now you can also use the 5-gallon paint sticks if you want, and you will need about 4 packs at about 98 cents each, but you'll have to piece them together. Now the first thing we're going to do is cut the wood down to size. Now 2 pieces are going to be cut to 32.5 inches and 4 pieces are going to be cut at 11 inches. Now if you don't have a means to cut the wood, the Home Depot will do this for you at no charge. So now we can prepare our pieces for stain and gather up our supplies. Now I will be using my Jacobian stain by Minwax, but you can also use antiquing wax or even diluted acrylic paint to achieve a similar look. So now we're going to be applying the stain all over the pieces, including the sides and the ends, and we want to make sure we get it covered and nice and well. Now once they are all stained, what we want to do is sit them out in low humidity to dry. So now we can start working on our boxes. So we will start by making a diagonal cut on each narrow side of the box. So let's just get that ribbon out of the way first. Now to make our cut, we're going to measure down 3¼ inches from the top, and we want to make a mark. And then I'm just going to take my ruler and I'm going to line it up from that mark up to the opposite top corner and mark that line. Now I'm going to repeat this on the other side as well. So now we're going to make a line across the front, and we would just want to join that 3¼ mark that we made on the sides, and we want to make a line right across the front. Now once all 3 boxes are marked, we can cut them out. We're just going to take the ruler, we're going to line it up along the line that we drew. We're going to place a clamp into place, and this will help make a nice straight line when we're cutting, and we can use an X-Acto knife or sharp utility knife along that line. And this is how one box is cut, and we're just going to repeat this for our other boxes. And so now that all the boxes are cut, all you have to do is take a bit of sandpaper and smooth out any of the rough edges. Now in order to hang our boxes, we'll be using this hanging rack, and we're going to cut it apart using 2 hooks per box. We're just going to take a pair of wire clippers, and I'm going to cut the 2 cross wires, separating it into 3 sets of 2 hooks. Now 2 of the sets will have this over the door hook, so to remove it, all you have to do is wiggle it back and forth a few times with your pliers and it should break off. And now these pieces are ready to use in our project. Now, in order to make sure that all my boxes will hang evenly, I'm going to mark 2 inches down from the hook. So I'm just going to take something with a straight edge and align our hook, and I want to make a mark 2 inches down from the very top. Now this line will align with the top of our boxes. And we just want to repeat that for the rest of the hooks. And now we can apply our hooks to the backs of the boxes. So I'm just going to take my ruler and I'm going to mark the center of the box as a guide. And then I'm going to take one of the hooks and I want to check the alignment and everything lines up good. And I'm going to make a mark just to make sure I know where to place it once I put glue on there. Now to adhere these, I'll be first using E6000 and I just want to apply a thin layer on the back of that hook. And then I'm going to follow up with a bead of hot glue for that instant hold, and I want to press it into place. Now when you do press this into place, it's a good idea to have some clips to hold it while it dries, and that way you get a nice secure bond. And while that's secured in place, just apply a bead of hot glue along those crossbars, and that adds a little bit of extra security. And then just sit them to all dry. And now that they are dry, I've removed the clamps and we are ready to paint these. Now I like this Zinsser 123 spray primer since it gives awesome coverage and it dries super quick, but usually you can use a couple of layers of whatever paint that you like. Now while those dry, we can work on our frame. Now I will be using my grid mat as a guide to assemble it nice and straight. So the 2 long pieces for the sides, these will be placed 7 inches apart. Now the small pieces will be laid across those long pieces 7.5 inches apart, and we want to make sure that we start laying them down 2 inches from the top. Now when we do lie down our small pieces, we want to make sure each end overlaps those longer pieces by about 1/2 inch. Now to apply these, I will be using some wood glue from the Dollar Tree. Now you can also apply a dab of hot glue if needed, just to speed up the holding process, because we'll be securing them with screws later. So I'm just going to do a quick double check of my measurements to make sure everything is nice and even, and then we can carefully flip that whole piece over to the back. Now I will be using these number 6 1.5 inch wood screws to permanently secure these together. Now with a 3/32 size drill bit, I'm going to drill a pilot hole for all of the screws where that crossbar is. And then I'm going to take those screws and I want to apply 1 screw in each one of the pilot holes. And here is the frame all secured together. And now we just sit this to the side and go grab our boxes. So our boxes are nice and dry and we can apply a top coat. Now I will be using this white acrylic paint to do this, but you can use chalk or spray paint if you like. Now I'm going to start applying it by applying a coat to the inside bottom of the box and all the inside sides of the box. And now I want to cover the outside, and when you apply it to the outside, you just want to make sure that you're going in one straight and continuous stroke, and that'll minimize any stroke marks and make the finish smooth and flawless. And once you're done, just paint all of the other boxes and sit to dry. So now that all my acrylic layers are dry, we can add our enamel accent. Now, this will be added to all of the edges of the box, and I'll be using this black acrylic paint to achieve this look. Now I'm going to take a fine bristle brush, and I'm going to start by applying it around the opening of all of the boxes. And then I'm going to apply some random markings along the other edges and a few marks also on the front of the box. You just want to give it a nice worn and chipped look, the look of weathered enamel. Now once all the boxes are nice and accented, we can paint the hooks black with that same black acrylic paint. We're just going to apply 2 coats, and we want to let it dry completely in between those 2 coats. And once all those hooks are dry, we're going to apply a coat of this matte Mod Podge to the hooks, and this will help prevent any chipping of the paint. Now you can also apply a coat to the entire box as well if you like, and this will add a more protective finish to the box. Now for the labels, I'm going to use these chalkboard labels, and I will be cutting them into this oval shape I made by folding a scrap into quarters and cutting it out. Now 2 labels will fit on one of these large circle labels, so I'll only need 2 from the package, and you can use black poster board if you don't have any labels. So I'm just going to start by removing those strings and then trace on that oval shape twice on each label. And then once all they are traced, you are going to just cut all of them out. Now I will be using my chalk pen to write Home Sweet Home on my labels, but you can definitely customize it to how you like it and whatever you would like to say. Now if you don't have a chalk pen, you can also use a paint pen, a metallic Sharpie, or any kind of opaque marking tool. You can even use acrylic paint if you like. And then once all my words are written, I'm just going to outline each one of the labels with a marker. I think this makes the lettering stand out more and gives it a more finished and professional look. Now to attach these, you can simply hot glue these on, but I wanted the option of changing them out as I needed. So I'll be using 3 sets of these magnets from the Dollar Tree and the Crafter Square. And to apply these, I'm just going to be using some hot glue. Now you can also use the Velcro dots as well if you like. Now I'm going to start by adhering 1 magnet to the back of each one of those labels, and I'm going to use this with hot glue. And then I'm going to place one of those magnets on top and a label a label on top and a magnet on the inside of the box. And you see that you can move and adjust the label however you like. You can also remove the label since there is no glue, and it leaves a nice clean finish on the box. Now as a final touch, I'm going to add some of these nail heads to the front of my frame, and this is just to look like the inspiration piece, and you can also use silver tacks from the Dollar Tree to achieve this look as well if you do not have nail heads. Now this is definitely optional, but we're going to apply these by holding them with a needle nose plier, and I'm just going to nail 1 tack in each end of the short pieces of this frame, and here is how it will look. Now to hang these, you can just use these picture hangers from the Dollar Tree, or you can just lean this against the wall. Now you can hang your containers on the frame now, and you're ready to use this awesome piece. I mean, these are sturdy, they're easy to adjust, and they're nice and come ready to use. And here you have it. You want to just place your beautiful shelf on display, and you're ready for all of the awesome compliments on your creation. Now I am so in love with this piece, and I just can't believe I made it for under $8. Now this would make an awesome gift and would be amazing with your other decor in this style. Now I also think that this would be great for the kitchen, the office, or even for florals and greenery. Let me know in the comments how you would use this piece in your home. Listen, hey, if you love DIYs on a budget, give this video a thumbs up and share this video with your friends. Make sure that you're following She's So Crafty EE on Facebook for the latest news, sneak peeks, and giveaways. Thank you so much for visiting and checking out my tutorial today. If you like videos like these and you don't want to miss the next one, make sure you're subscribed by clicking that subscribe button below and turning on that notification bell. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see each one of you next time.